everyone, my name is Taylor Penicky, and you may know me on here as the person who makes lots of cover videos, which is very true because I do, but I'm trying something out and we're gonna see how it works. It's something a little bit out of my comfort zone, if you can't already tell, but I'm gonna try to start making tutorial videos on like sound, vibrato, technique, all those things in order to help you find who you are as the flute player. So the first and most important topic, in my opinion, is sound. How to create a good sound, how to find a good sound, and how to identify a good and a bad sound on social media today. So I think the most important thing to finding your sound and creating a good one is listening to so many people play their instrument. Be able to identify the good and the bad recordings. If you're not certain on how to find a good recording, ask your band director, ask your private teacher, ask someone with higher knowledge in that subject. You can even comment below and I'll try to offer some people. I'll try to add some in my description. Some people that I love listening to are Dennis Boryakov, or Marianne Gadigan. The list really honestly goes on because I like so many different flute players for so many different reasons. I think you can learn the absolute most by listening. It's actually crazy because the one amazing thing about music is that we all have a different sound and we all have something extremely unique about our sound. And I think it's amazing to listen to all those different versions of flute players in order to form who you are. Because every single day I listen to someone, I learn something new, and it's pretty crazy. Just by listening, your ear can teach you so many things. Be able to identify the good, the bad recordings. If you don't know how, ask for assistance, and there will be plenty of people to guide you through that. It is also very important to go to live performances. If you have a local symphony, attend their performances. Not only are they going to be amazing, but you're going to have a really good fundamental sound for an orchestral flute player. And you learn so many things just by that. So attend live performances whenever possible. Even if it's like a recital somebody's giving at a local university, go to it and try to like latch onto that and identify like, that's what I want to sound like, or identify like, that's not exactly what I'm going for. But I learned because now I know what I do not want. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on how I found my sound, or I'm still finding my sound, but the process of doing so. So I learned this cool, really handy flute technique from Jill Felber, who is the professor of flute at the University of California, Santa Barbara. And it's about finding your sweet spot and exactly where it is. So basically, in short form, because my last video I tried to make was 16 minutes long and I wasn't even halfway done. So I'm gonna try to zoom a little bit more. So what you're gonna try to do is when you're playing, pick any note you want. That's the cool thing about this. You can kind of choose whatever note you kind of please because it's your exercise. It's for you. So you're gonna play like a fundamental note. I'm gonna play a D, and you're gonna go all the way to the right, all the way to the left, all the way up, all the way down, and then roll in, roll out. And you're gonna try to, I'm gonna come a little closer. You're gonna try to latch onto the sound as long as possible in order to ensure that like you're not just giving up on the position you're used to. Let's start. I'm gonna go a little close so you can see. I'm gonna go right, and then I'm gonna go left, and then I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna roll in and I'm gonna roll out. And when you hit your sound, you know, like it just rings so much more, even that. And I've done this exercise multiple times, like multiple times, and it still is like shocking when you get to it. That's an amazing exercise to do for a warm-up. And then it's good to make sure you can find your sweet spot again by bringing your flute up and down and trying to play. I didn't get it that time. So it takes me a second to adjust exactly where it is. Like my mind knows, but I can't do it like immediately. Good thing to practice. The next thing I like to do for sound production are harmonics. So harmonics are basically just playing the overtone series within a certain note. For the purpose of this video, we're just gonna do one note. We're gonna do low C, we're gonna go up to the octave, the fifth, and then the octave. But I encourage you to explore above the octave. I'll probably make a whole separate video on harmonics at some point, which I'll probably link below when I make it, if I remember. That's the key. But so if you don't know what harmonics are, yes, that's what they are. And you're not changing the fingerings the whole time. You're staying on one fundamental fingering, and you're only changing very, 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 very slightly in the mouth and the lips. So let's start on a low C. Again, I'm gonna get up close and personal, because it's the only way you're gonna be able to see the movement of my mouth. So low C. So I went up to the octave. I didn't change a thing. I'll do it big so you can see. I only changed what's going on here. So now we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna go up to the fifth, but I'm gonna go up to the octave before the fifth. So I had a little bit of a crack in there, which happens. It just means I have to go back and make sure I have that set 100% before I move on. For the sake of this video, again, I'm not gonna go back, but pause this video if you're following along and go back and get it until it's pretty clean. And then I'm gonna go up to the octave above that. So the change is so minute in between, and I think that's what trips me up every single time as well. So like I said, pause the video, practice it if you're following along, or write it down and make sure to get it perfect for later. And then I like to, from the harmonics, I like to play the normal note following the harmonics. So we do switch fingerings this time. So I'll play the low note. So I like to go between the real fingering of that note and the harmonic. As you can hear, I was cracking quite a bit between there, so that's something I could probably work a little bit more. Also, it would help if I would have warmed up a little bit more before this. But regardless, practice it. Same with the G and the octave C. So another really valuable exercise that I maybe should have listed first, because it's the most common technique and probably one of the most beneficial, are long tones. And if you don't know what long tones are, it's literally self-explanatory. They're long tones. When you're playing long tones and practicing them, it is so important to practice them with a tuner. First and foremost, with the tuner, with the tuner, with the tuner, with the tuner. Second, with the tuner. Third, with the tuner. Fourth, with a tuner. And fifth, really listening into your sound instead of just going through the motions and being and so forth. Do not do that. Never. Really focus on making the sound expressive. And I want to say like deep and rich, but that's what I want. But whatever you want in your sound, go for it and really think about it here. It's also valuable to practice with the drone. I kind of sometimes prefer that more than a tuner, although don't kick the tuner off to the side, because the drone isn't always, I mean, it's amazing, it's fantastic. It's very important to practice with the tuner as well. And if you're practicing with the drone, I like to keep it on like one fundamental pitch and then go from there, and then you're practicing intervals that way. Well, tuning intervals that way. When you do your long tones, really focus on the taper, the beginning of the note, the end of the note, the taper, and just the middle of the note, making it as beautiful as you can, the most beautiful sound you can create. So I usually don't like starting actually up there. I usually start low. So I'm gonna start low and I'm gonna start on a B. I'm gonna go down from there chromatically. So right off the bat, I heard a couple fluctuations in my B. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna fix them. So it's still a tiny bit fluctuating. I'm not sure if it's gonna come across on camera, but it is a little bit fluctuating for me to be completely satisfied. So I gotta remember to support, I gotta remember to keep my airstream consistent and to keep my lips rock solid. There's still a tiny bit of bounciness, but I'm gonna move on for the sake of the video. But be very picky with yourself and really listen, because it's the only way it's gonna get 100% better and you're gonna see drastic results. So if you don't know vibrato, don't worry about doing the second set with vibrato, but I recommend repeating it normal again, and just keep repeating it until you feel like it's 100%. I'd probably do that one a couple times over because I'm still not 100% satisfied. Like I said, be picky with yourself. It's the only way you're gonna improve. So I think those are like the 3 basic most helpful tips for now in order to help find your sound. Start with those, and I'll probably at some point create a part 2, and if I do, I'll link it below. If not, there will be no link below about a part 2. But I think it's very important just to practice those things and go from there and see if you can broaden your sound. Also just practice like little things, froofy things to practice your sound on. Like, don't go trying to practice like, I guess you could practice like the beginning of Chaminade, but don't go trying to practice like the whole Chaminade just for sound. Do something, I mean like basic, like Old MacDonald Had a Farm, or Simple Gifts, or Scarborough Fair, or I don't know, like Mary Had a Little Lamb, Happy Birthday, whatever you want. Practice something that you can know the notes like without having to think about it, and you can just worry about your sound and everything else that goes with it. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know below in the comment section if this helped you, because I would love to do more of these videos if I didn't have to make like 100 of them at a time, because I'm not good at this. At least the speaking part. Hopefully the advice is somewhat like manageable and like you can pick something from it. But let me know below if this is something that you guys would like to see again. If it is, I have a lot of things planned, like vibrato, expressivity, technique, articulation, double tonguing, really a lot of things to discuss. So breathing, let me know below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So yay, I finished my first tutorial video. Okay.